Okay, now even though you may not be familiar with codes specific to piping systems, you are for sure familiar with the structure to which codes also apply, the typical house or apartment. Codes have been written concerning door sizes, window sizes, lumber dimensions, electrical requirements, and so on. Take windows as an example. National building codes state that in case of a fire, windows are placed a maximum of 44 inches above the floor and mandate that windows in sleeping rooms must have a net glazing area of 5.7 square feet. The codes established by various governmental agencies affect everyone on a daily basis. Codes also exist that mandate safety requirements for car manufacturers, the use of fire-retardant fabrics in clothing, and even acceptable radiation levels for microwave ovens. As you can see here, codes affect common everyday life. Though you may be unaware of them, codes impact each one of us in a very personal way. Codes for piping systems have been implemented in a similar fashion. Regulations have been established that govern pressure and temperature limits, material composition, stress allowances, operator safety, emergency evacuation procedures, and many other topics. A partial list of the American Society Mechanical Engineer codes written for piping systems is seen here. Throughout this section, we will cover many codes related to the piping system. As stated in a previous video, engineering specifications stipulate specific details for engineering, design, fabrication, and construction of a plant. Piping specifications in particular are used by numerous groups whose goal is to see a piping project through to completion. Engineers, designers, and piping drafters will use piping specs to establish sizes, pound ratings, and dimensions of pipe and equipment. Stress calculations are made from information provided in the specs to ensure that columns, beams, and supports withstand the loads and forces placed on them. Purchasing personnel need specs to ensure proper piping materials and mechanical equipment are bought. Welders and fabricators use specs to erect structures, supports, and route the proper size pipe. Piping specs also provide the operators who install instrumentation controls with the proper temperature and pressure calibration settings. When applied to a piping system, piping specifications become quite lengthy and are very detailed. General piping specifications, as they are known, comprise volumes of printed material, often seeming to be never-ending. The general piping specifications that we will discuss in the next couple of videos are applicable to the oil and gas and chemical industries. These general piping specifications are an abbreviated sample of a typical specification document. When preparing this section, we have selected 14 items to discuss. These items are highlighted here. Each one of them will be discussed in detail along with concrete examples to help you understand the meaning and importance of each spec. These 14 items are, from our perspective, the most important items to know when dealing with piping system. Now, the next couple of videos may seem very long and very boring, and we are really sorry about that. Unfortunately, there is no other way to tackle the subject of piping specifications. In each video lecture, we will list the guidelines governing each of the items seen here. The good thing is, these guidelines are available in the downloadable resource section under the PDF document General Piping Specifications. So, if you want to skip this section and avoid lectures where we'll be basically reading a text, then just go ahead, download the document, and carefully read these guidelines by yourself. Once you're done, take the quiz at the end of this section to test your knowledge. And feel free to ask us for help in the Q&A section if needed. We are here to serve you and make sure that you're learning.